Hey everybody, Raymond here with the Evercrafter, and welcome to a pop-up live on where we'll be going to be working on Mardi the Gator Jr. Don't know why I can't get my words together. If you give me a second to get myself pulled up over here so I can see some comments as people start to come in. But in the meantime, if you're seeing this, it's probably a replay. Go ahead and hashtag replay down below. Let me know that you're here, that you came by, you said hey. Alright, give me just 1 second. Here with the Evercrafter, and welcome to a pop. All right, there we go. Got that shared out. It may just be me and myself tonight. We'll see. I only announced it a few minutes ago, so we may not have many tonight. Hey, Albert. Getting myself shared out a little bit. Okay. How you doing, Albert? We decided to stay in tonight. It's a little cold out, so I was like, it's going to take about an hour or so for the pizza to get here, so why not go live and play for a little while? So that's what we're going to do. It'll be my luck tonight. It'll be the one night that the pizza man gets here in like 10 minutes or something, which is fine because I'm not super hungry right now anyway. Oh, it's definitely not snowing here. We probably got about 4 inches of rain last night. It's crazy. Like, had it been any other night and the temperature went down at nighttime like it was supposed to, we would have woke up to tons of snow this morning. But no. We woke up to a ton of water in our yard. But yeah, so tonight I'm just going to work on the gator body some more. We might start applying some clay tonight to it. Start filling it in and shaping him out before we put a final clay on. I do, after looking at pictures and things, I do want to shave back a part of the body. So I do want to do that for sure. But that's where we left off at last time. So I'm definitely going to shave off some of the front area. Let me take its tail back out. Yeah, I'm going to shave this down a little bit to where it's not out so far. And to do that, I'm just going to use my box piece here. And I'm just going to start shaving it backwards. I'm going to turn it towards me so I can do that though. Actually, I'm going to try to do it standing up. Last time I did this on the larger one that was back here, it's not anymore. I was able to, the tape was able to make it work better. Hey, Candy. We're just doing a little bit more work on our gator tonight. this is going the right direction now. And we'll take it up some too, up his chest area. Gotcha. Just want to shave a little bit off of the stomach area. Just a little bit. That way it doesn't stick out quite so far. And then we'll go back in and now I'm just rounding off those edges that I just cut, so they're not so harsh. Yeah, like one of these for the ring of the ring pop. Yeah, I got it. Took me a second to compute it all. Like I said, it may just be a few of us tonight, which is fine. Sam's at a work event. Hey, Sandra. Hey, 3A. Almost there. Yeah, I like that better. That'll work. I know, 3A. It's one of those situations where, as Sam would say, luckily nobody owns time. Oh no, Debbie. Hey, Debbie. How are you? It's crazy that your bird seed did that. And it was only half the bag because you already done part of the work. There's so many, there are several people going live right now. All right, I'm just going to go in, since we cut that off, which exposed styrofoam, I'm just going to go back in and put more tape there real quick. Right, exactly. You have to do what works for your schedule. Hey, Nina. And normally I would not go live on a Friday, you know. That's typically, we're not even home on Fridays. Typically we're out running around and whatnot, but with it being so cold out and wet because it's rained all day, we were just like, let's just stay in tonight. We have errands to do tomorrow. It's supposed to be a little bit warmer tomorrow, so we can do what we need to do tomorrow, you know. I gotta go meet a client tomorrow after work to get a few last minute things for her Mardi Gras tree. And then I can get her started next weekend. So I'm pretty excited about that. And in the process of getting rid of that extra styrofoam in those two areas, it gave me a more chest-like area. Hey, Chrissy. Oh, I said Chrissy. I didn't say Snow. Hey, Snow. Yeah, Candy. I'm a little disappointed that, for whatever reason, Louisiana didn't cooperate this time, so I didn't get any snow. All we got was rain. Hey, Deborah. But it's early in the year for us. I mean, because we really don't typically get our really cold weather until February anyways. So this is abnormally cold for this time of year for us. Because, like, really, our cold weather typically doesn't get here until November. Which is strange. I could see that. I could 100% see that, Snow. Hey, Karen. Thank you. I hope you have a great weekend also. We're just doing a little body work. Yeah. My dad lives roughly 45 minutes north of Biloxi in Mississippi. He lives right outside of Hattiesburg, Mississippi. And he used to live in Biloxi. And they left there probably like early 90s. They left Biloxi and moved to Hattiesburg area. Oh, I forgot Ginger was going on tonight. I sure did. And I looked for a flyer for Spanish Dominguez, and I didn't see one. But right as I was going live, I saw that Maria was on. Because I thought that they went live every Friday, but I didn't see a flyer for tonight. But I did see a flyer for yesterday, so I thought maybe they did it yesterday. Yeah, that looks much better than it did the other day. That looks a lot more normal. And don't worry, like on the back, I've got this area right here. That's all going to get filled in with clay anyway, so it's okay. Because his tail is actually going to be built coming down and then around. Let me sit him right there. I think we will go ahead and start adding on some clay. That's what I'm thinking. And when I do this, I don't dip into my good clay. I hate to say good clay. What I do is containers that I have with clay in it, almost empty bags, random bunches of clay. So what I do is I get all my random clay. Except for this one, because I really like this color I made, so I'm going to keep that one. And I'm going to take all this, and this is what I'm going to use to start building its body with. Yes, that's, I wanted to do it as much of it as Nikki B. Homegirl, I hope you feel better. I don't like when my friends don't feel good. Yeah, just let me know, Chrissy. Snow. I had to decide what I'm going to call you, obviously. But yeah, I like all these little containers I have of random clays, bits and pieces. I'll use that to start building the body. That way I'm not wasting my really good clay on what you're not going to see, you know? And then I'll let it dry for a good 24 to 48 hours before I put any on the outside of the body. So what I'm going to start doing first is taking all of this random. So I'm going to take these two and I'm just going to push them together. They don't have to be mixed. I'm just making a big glob. I'm going to mix this one in with it. And these are all, most of this is colors that I made to do another project, and maybe I didn't use it all, or those type of things. Right? Because now I don't have all these random containers until I start another project, and then I'll have random containers again. That one must have been a little moist. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to use that word. I know some people don't like it. Yeah, like some of this clay is almost unusable, but mixing it with some of the better clay, maybe it'll make it where I can use it. You know what I mean? Hey, Kelly. Yeah, this clay's been in there for a while, obviously. That's some tough clay. So I'm going to use this and actually start building up the area where his arms connect to his body. I'm going to start there since this is a tougher clay. And I'm just making a worm. And I'm going to work that worm into the neck area. Up under his head. And you'll notice I'm not putting glue on here. Now I can go in and take the head off if I need to, which I might end up doing, and then reattaching the head afterwards. That way I can get all of it up in there the way I want it. The other one I did, the larger one, I actually did all of that one and then attached it and blended it all together. But if I work from the neck down, hopefully, in the end, I can make it be one solid piece. But yeah, you'll notice I'm not putting any glue on there. The clay is going to stick to itself because it's wet. And I'm just pushing it into the cracks. That's going to help it stay. We're really just wanting to get rid of any of those little cracked areas. And remember, this is all does not have to be perfect because all this is what we're going to use to cover with clay. This is just to fill in areas that need stuffing. Oh no, I did not. I got my table undecorated and my china cabinet emptied. I got all my Santa Clauses and stuff out of my china cabinet. But they're all sitting on the dining room table so that I have to put them away. At least I got them out of the china cabinet. Now since they're on the table and everything's organized on the table, all I gotta do is get the tubs out of the shed and put them in the tubs. Like pack them in the saran wrap. I'm not saran wrap. The bubble wrap. That kind of stuff. But yeah, I did. That's all I got done today. I actually wanted to get more done than that, but you know, life. I'll be honest, I got sidetracked sitting here watching people do lives today. And I'm sure Corey's in there thinking right now, instead of being live right now, he could be in here taking down the Christmas tree. I'm sure that's what he's thinking. But that's not nearly as fun, so. What? There's Corey.
Yeah, doing.
They're watching me cover the gator body.
Oh.
Yeah. You probably heard me talking about it. Yeah. I got, like, I did get the I had garland, you know, over my china cabinet. I did get that down. Because I had to get in the china cabinet. So I had to. Hey, Rebecca. But yeah, I did get that down. I did put it in the box. I undecorated it, of course, but I could have this year actually left it decorated, considering we're doing something very similar next year. But then I couldn't have crammed so much in one box. So I try to put all my garland, because I use the garland that looks like real garland. I just smush it all in one box because it's going to look good next year, you know. Okay, so I got part of his chest started. Now I'm going to come around and do the same thing on the back. So the living room tree is the tree I hate taking down this year and last year anyways, because it's the biggest of the trees. It's the 12x6, and it's the one that has like 1,000 ornaments on it, because they're all the blown glass ornaments. So I just know it's going to take me a long time to do, because I have to take each ornament and put it in its own little space, and you know, it's not like plastic stuff that you can just take off and throw in a box. So that's the only reason I hate doing it. And you'll notice when I'm covering this body, I'm literally just pushing the clay on there and blending it into the other pieces. It's not like I'm sculpting a whole lot. We're just putting the base layer there, you know? You don't want to get it too smooth, too thin, because then you'll have issues, but I'm actually pretty excited that next year we're doing a different theme than we did this year. Next year, the whole house will be similar to what my dining room was this year. I'm pretty excited about it, because it's been I used to change themes every year, and we haven't the last few years. So I'm excited to do something different. And I say we didn't change themes. We added elements, but kept the main stuff overall. Yeah, CapCut's going to took me a little while to get the grasp of, but now that I've figured it out, I'm okay with it. But it took me a little while. Like I posted a video earlier today that I used CapCut to do. And I finally realized today that at the very end of the video, it says CapCut, and then you put your own little phrase underneath it. I realized today that it didn't it only had my partial name on there. No, it was supposed to say live happily ever crafter, and all it said was live happily ever, or something like that. No, live happily EV. So I tried to fix it, and I had too much space, so I had to just put happily ever crafter on there. I love this blue color that I made, but we're going to use it too. this darker blue. And this is the point to where when you're doing this and you start to, like, I can tell that this side sticks out a little bit more. So I can push the clay down a little bit more to make it work. There you go. Nice. We right now we don't have any plans of being in a new house next year, but in a few years we do. And my only requirement is a fireplace and at least 12 foot ceilings. Like, I have to have the tall ceilings because I'm not buying new Christmas trees again. Christmas trees are too expensive to be doing that. All right, so once I get this piece on, I'm going to show you something on the back. We actually just talked about it a minute ago, but now you'll be able to see what I'm talking about better. So there are a few spots back here where I got the yellow orange color clay too thin. So it's wanting to bubble a little bit. And I know some people will say, well, if you put glue, it wouldn't bubble. It would still bubble. So I'm just going to throw that out there. All right. You can see these areas here and here. They're like, it's an indent. We want to build that up to meet over here. So I'm going to cover the back of the thigh, the legs, and then I will put clay in there to kind of build that spot up. And keep in mind, none of this is clay that, oh my God, it's gone, what I'm going to do clay. I'm going to put some clay, I am going to put some glue on this section right here on the hips. And again, I'm using the Ultimate from Hobby Lobby, the Crafter's Pick the Ultimate. That's just what I like to use. Nice. I own one pencil tree. Yeah, one. I haven't put it up in a while though. And I just remembered actually going through TikTok videos to look for a certain Mardi Gras video that I have a tree I bought and used one time. I bought it like 3 years ago, I think it was. And it's a bigger tree. It's 7.5, but it's a fat tree. And it's red. I completely forgot about that tree. So I have a red tree in my shed that I need to use. What's up, Q? What you mean, what the what? You confused that I'm on? Here I am. I was bored. I was in the house bored. Bored in the house bored. So I decided to come up. And as I said, he got a little bit of a surgery. So, see how I did put the glue there that way because it's a straighter thing. It may not have been needed, but I felt more comfortable by doing it on that area. Put too much glue right there. Catch it. Okay. Rusty. No, we did not. What's up? I know y'all did. We did not. We did not even get any ice. We got rain. Most places in the world, it gets nighttime and it gets colder. No, it got hotter here last night, which took away any chance that we had. Thank you, Q. Brother, we're making an alligator. Right now he looks like a pterodactyl, but he will look like a gator when I get done. And this will not be his final body. This is just to start bulking him up so that I can apply the final clay over the top of all this to give it an actual look of an alligator. So right now he is multicolored, but he will not stay that way. Nothing stuck. Yeah, it's super cold here. And I'm not a fan of it today. I put up with it all week. But today I could care. Like, I just wish it was not cold. Alright, so we got the back of the hips done. It looks like he's got on blue jeans. Did I order 6 bags of green? No. But I have 3. I have 3. And then I have some other shades of green. So I think we're okay. I actually love the cold, but because I'm just aggravated that we didn't get any snow, I just want it to stop being cold now. Ugh, I saw that. Yes, one of those closets would be great. Maybe my next house. Actually, the client that I'm meeting tomorrow, she sent me that video. She was like, this is unfair. She could actually probably do that at her house. I mean, she would have to build the closet, but... So right now I'm just adding some more glue, and I'm taking some of this excess clay that I had on the back and just pushing it towards the front. So I'm just covering a little bit more of it. We'll see, Rusty. That's great for you. I couldn't do that. I don't have a closet that big. If I acted like normal people and just put up normal Christmas trees. But we know that's not in my DNA, so that's not going to happen. So we got his backside. Remember that's where his tail's going to attach, so that's okay. Because we'll do all of that and build up that back in a minute. But let's go ahead and cover the front area. I'm going to do the middle of the body first. I know that I never really use brushes for my glue. I always use a Q-tip, or as I sometimes call it, a toothpick. This is so big, I probably should have went ahead and used a brush. But then I'd have to get up and go get one, so we're not doing that. Yeah, that makes sense, Debbie. My mom had a friend, Rusty actually knows her, named Kathy. And Kathy used to have a room in her house where she just closed off that room after Christmas. Like you only used that room for the holidays. That was at her house in Marion. Hey, friend. Mama. Ooh. Mean to make you cry. But I'll be back again this time tomorrow. Carry on. Carry on. Nothing really matters. Let me stop before I get in trouble. That is so true. They don't. Hey, Georgia. Oh, Georgia. Georgia. I clearly have songs in my head tonight. Oh no, there's no cleaner of the glue brushes. There's intent to clean the glue brushes. Like I will put them in the cup of water to clean them, and then I never clean them. So, yeah. All right. So we got that part done, the hip area. Now let's add some glue to the lower area, and we'll do that part. And like I said, remember, this is not the final way it will look. Yeah, like I actually I get my glue brushes when I do use a brush, and I go and I put them in the sink, not the sink, a cup of water by the sink, and then I just forget about them. And then I'll go in there and put another one. And I'm like, oh, it's out of water. All the brushes are hard now. Let me put some more water in there. Yeah. That's entirely too much glue. It'll be all right. Get a little bit more clay out of here. Now, I've been using a lot of liquid gold leaf lately for an up-and-coming project. And those brushes, I set in the water. Like, I'll set them in the water. But then I just clean them when I need to use them. Like, not clean them, but I get them out of the water and I dry them off so I can use them. That type of thing. So right now I'm just blending those two areas together. And then we're going to take this and work it through the leg area and towards the back. Where in the back, when we come through, as long as I don't rip it first, it will connect to the back clay, maybe. Yes. Where that I put around the tail. Hey, Shay. So, see, that looks much better than it did the other day. The hair styrofoam, I did. I cut quite a bit off of that area and the chest right here. And then, like, made it look more smoother, I guess. Because he was looking a little weird. You know. Alright, let's go ahead and do the front of the thighs area. So Corey had this dream, y'all, that we lived in Colorado. And I was like, well, what were we doing in Colorado? I mean, that's, you know, he thinks it was Colorado, he said. In his dream, I got hired by some company to make puppet-like characters, kind of like I'm doing right now, for a company in Colorado. But he don't know what company it was. I was like, well, we need to manifest that to happen then, don't we? I'd move to Colorado. They have weather there that's not always hot. Then I could learn to ski and stuff. I think working for Jim Henson would be cool. But then I also kind of feel like you would never get the credit for your work. Hey, my sister from another mister. We're working on our gator. Like, I feel like if you work for like somebody like Henson, Disney even, as a puppeteer, I think that's what they call them. Like, I just feel like you would not get the credit for your own work. And that would be hard for me. I mean, you could tell people you did it, and your name would possibly be in the credits of movies and those things, you know? But I just feel like somehow, even though it's your work, it would be theirs. I know that's weird. Because that's not why we do what we do, you know? Like, we don't do what we do so that somebody can be like, oh my God, that's Raymond's work. We do it because we love what we're doing. But at the same time, you do want to be acknowledged for your work, you know? So, it would just be weird. Imagineer, that's the word, yeah. Like, I know your name would be on the credits for whatever, but it'd just be weird. My best friend from home actually lived in Utah. She lived in Salt Lake City. But she just left there. She was the producer for one of the news station's morning shows. But she just moved to Chicago. say my best friends, but that's my girl. Actually, I try to make her apply for jobs down here. M. Jones. Yeah. My friend that goes skiing all the time in Beach Mountain, North Carolina, he gets so excited when he sees them blowing snow, as he calls it, making their own snow. I'm sure may actually be called blowing snow, but he's like, oh, they're putting snow on the mountain. I was like, dude, you're in Baton Rouge. There's nothing that snow can do for you right now. Go do your work. We work together. So I do wish I would have attached the arms afterwards. Simply for the reason being that I can't get under the arm the way I want to on this one. Well, hello, Cindy. I don't think I saw you come in. How are you? There is one of the ladies that she's on our live a lot. I can't remember her name right now, but she has family that works for one of the studios, and she asked me could she send them out some of my pictures, and I was like, of course. I can't remember who that was. I have to go back through my messages and check. I want to say she actually bought something. She bought something from me, but I can't remember what she bought. We're just working on our gator. All right, so now that we have the base done here, you can see how the belly sticks out. I may want to blend that a little bit more. I'm going to blend this a little bit more here, this area. And on the back, I need to fix these divots right there. I know, it's been so nasty. Before I do that, I'm actually going to take this piece and roll it out and widen it some. And I'm going to put this piece through the legs. I just want to connect that a little bit better there. So I thought I was going to have a lot more time to finish this than I do. So that's why I decided to go ahead and jump on tonight. And I may still pop it on again later on in the weekend. That's cool, Cindy. Thank you. Like I wish Corey could know what company he dreamed that I worked for, because I would just have to go apply for it. Like apply for a position just to see. Since he dreamed it, you know. And see if it's even a real company that I could apply for. Alright. I got that connected the way I wanted it to, I think. So that's another one that's empty now. So that's all my containers of clay have now been used. Except for the one that I don't want to use because I like the color. I've got a little bit of green in this bag. Hey, Tisha. It's actually got a dry piece in it. This bag wasn't closed properly, so this clay is a little iffy. Night Jones, my mama, my homie, my friend. Where have you been? Nobody knows me like you do. And ignore me, y'all. It's one of them days. All right. So since this clay back here is all still semi-wet, I'm gonna go ahead and just attach this there. I'm not trying to get it perfect. Like I said, I'm just building up that area, trying to blend it in. To where it's not a big dip right there. As I stated earlier, his tail is going to come pretty much all the way down the back, so. Oh, believe me, if somebody says it doesn't take much, you can say a word, and if a song pops to my head that has that word in it, that song is coming out. That's just how my head works. Corey used to find it too annoying until he realized he does it too. So. And if there are cracks that end up in this piece, I'm not worried. Because like I said, again, this is not the finished layer. That's why I'm going to let it dry for a few days before I actually start putting the actual outside on. Like, you couldn't really see them much in there anyways, but now those areas that were sunk in are gone. Cindy, I don't know if you probably did. You saw the big gator I had behind me for a while. I made it last year, but he's about this tall. So I'm making a miniature version of him. And I'm making this for someone as a gift, like a surprise gift. And I've done, all my lives, I've done it all from start to finish. So like I've built his body, everything has been built on the live. Let's see, Cindy. I'll see if I can find it. I'll find the pictures of it and I'll share them. Let me grab another thing of clay real quick. All right. So I grabbed two more small ones. Hey, Maria. I grabbed two more small ones. One that has been opened, so it's not got a lot of clay left in it anyways. I actually opened this the other day and left it open by accident. And I grabbed another one that I wasn't a fan. Let me think how to say that. It's a clay I've used. When I first started, I used it a lot. But this bag came in and it was really, really soft, so it doesn't work for what I do as easy. So I'm going to use some of that also. Like I said, we don't have to make this Yes, it was there last night on my live. It was on last night's live. I moved it today. So it was there last night. Turn this back towards me so I can see this little chest area right here, where I'm going to go in and add a little bit. And again, only reason I'm adding this is I don't want it to look sunken in right there. So I'm just filling in those dips. And I could have probably put in more styrofoam. I could have.
You have a pizza here.
It is? Okay. Denter's here. I told y'all it'd be about an hour. So once we do this, we'll probably hold off and do some more on another live. Like I said, I want to do the bulk of this with you guys. And I know that you could see these dips a lot more than the other ones. So hopefully you'll be able to see where I filled them in better. I mean, you're going to see them because of the red clay, but... So now he doesn't have such big dips on each side of his stomach. It looks more rounded, opposed to being sticking out. I'm going to do the same thing here on the sides. And all I'm doing is just making a little bit of a fat worm and putting it over that area. Just like that. And then I'm going to blend it, like I'm going to push it down and up. Make sure it looks like it's supposed to be that way. And then do the same thing on the bottom. And before I put the final layer of green on to make them actually the right color, I will go in with a pencil True. I mean, I live right there by it. One of my friends is actually a queen of Mardi Gras this year in New Orleans. We've actually done work for each other before. She creates custom headpieces. And I do wreaths and stuff, so I've made her wreaths and stuff like that, and she's made me some headpieces. I'm actually skipping our local Mardi Gras this year to go to New Orleans to be there to watch her parade this year. This will be the first time in 17 years I haven't been to our local Mardi Gras. I know what company does hers and does the bulk of that parade as well as one other one. I'm going to ask her though. Because I have a feeling that company does most of the big parades there. If I lived in New Orleans, I would 100% be going over there trying to get a job at that place because it's incredible. You can actually go tour their factory. So yeah. So now you can see it all blends together there. And once I get the fatness of the tail on there coming through, which I'll do that at a separate piece. Yep. I'm liking him. Now I'm going to go in and push this down just a little bit where I just blended that all together. Like I want it to look like a hip, but not, hey Monica. I don't want it to be as harsh as it was. So I'm just taking my finger and pushing it down in there. Like I want it to have that definition of where the hip is. Yeah. So you see, I gave some of the definition back in here, but it's not so harsh. And a lot of what I do, and if you've been around long enough, you've noticed, is I have a plan. I do that plan, and then I let my mind do its thing. That's just how it works in my head. Hey, Kathleen. We're just finishing up for the night. My dinner is here, so I have to go eat. But we just hopped on to work on the gator a little bit. I'm actually adding the last bit of this red right here. In the front. And then I'm going to push it towards the back. Just like we did before. Because I do want to build up where the tail comes through. Like I definitely want you to know that that's a tail. You'll tell by the fabric, I mean the way it's finished out, but like it needs to be obvious that that's part of his belly. There we go. So you can see it's kind of sticks out away from his legs there now. And then once we start to build the tail coming through, it'll bulk it up a little bit more. Well, do it, Hannah. Do it. Do it. So, this is where we're at tonight with our gator. We're going to leave him there since my dinner is here. I'm going to go eat. And I may still pop on again later on in the weekend. Like I said, today was unscheduled. And I did say there will be an unscheduled live on Saturday or Sunday. So, I'll check everybody's schedules and see what we can do. And what we can make work. Thank y'all for hanging out tonight. Like they said, there's been several other people on, so I want to go, I'm going to try to go hashtag replay of some of those, unless they're still on. Otherwise, look for another pop-up post saying when I'll be live. I'm so glad that you were able to catch me, Cindy. I'm going to try to start tagging more so that people know when I'm live, when I do it unscheduled. Other than that, remember I'm live every Thursday at 7 Central, 8 Eastern for Flock Till Hour. Stay, sir. Stay. I know you're excited. You're hungry too. Well, but until next time, be wonderful. Make something wonderful. Live happily ever crafter. Good night, y'all.